Okay, what we want to talk about next is preparing each of the rocket models for recovery, because we want these guys to make it down safely. Now, the model that you're seeing right now in my hand is what's called the Mini Mosquito, and if you selected this model, you're lucky because this one actually just uses its own body design and its own tail fin design to slow itself down as it's coming down. What it'll do is as it's coming down, it'll actually start tumbling through the air, something like this. And what that does is that creates a large amount of drag, almost like a skydiver who spreads his arms and his legs as he's coming down. And that'll create a large drag force, which will slow your rocket down. And it's light enough to allow it to do that without any aid from anything else. So, you can actually just kind of skip this step and fast forward to the engine part, installing the engine. The next rocket I'm going to bring in here is called the Star Trooper. So this is a Star Trooper model. So it has a plain white fuselage and a yellow nose cone. And the way we prepare this one for recovery is we take a piece of wadding, excuse me, a square of wadding, and this is a special fire-resistant material that will make sure that our shock cord and our streamer don't catch on fire when the ejection charge goes off inside the engine. So what you want to do is you want to wad this somewhat loosely and then stuff it inside, and you, since this is such a small diameter, you want to actually use the nose cone to like shove it in there as far as you can, or maybe even something like a pencil to ram it down in there. You don't want to go too far, but you want to make sure that you have enough space for the shock cord, because the shock cord has to go in there next. All right. To pack the shock cord, what we're going to do is we're going to make a series of what are called Z folds or S folds. So we're going to make the shape of an S like this, and then we're going to bring the two together like that, and then I'm going to hold them like that, and then I'm going to make another S fold. Okay, again the letter S, and then those come together. The reason I don't want to make loops here is because loops can cause knots, and loops can catch things. So I don't want to make loops. No loops. Right. Okay, and then once I reach the actual streamer, which is this guy right here, then I want to actually stuff the shock cord into the rocket, like so. And this is probably like the hardest, these are the hardest rockets to actually prepare for recovery because these have such small diameters. So if you selected the Star Trooper, you're probably actually the unluckiest of the bunches when it comes to this. And then I got to get it in there with my pencil here. Right, there we go. Okay, and the next thing I want to do is do something similar with a streamer. Just do a series of S folds like that, one on top of the other. I'm sorry, my fingers are in the way. I have big fingers. But the same S folds that we were doing for the shock cord, we're doing for this. And when I get that, I can make one last fold, two last folds, and then stuff that into the fuselage. And then on top of that, I should be able to insert the nose cone. It's going to be a little tight here. Alright, and alright, it's coming back a little bit, but there you go. So that is how you prepare the Star Trooper. Alright, so that is ready for the next step. The final two models are the Firehawk and the Bandito. and they operate in a similar way. They actually have a parachute for a recovery system. And to prepare the parachute, what you want to do is, actually what you want to do is you want to grab the parachute by what's called its apex, which is the center of the parachute itself, and then stretch it out like so. And then we want to make sure that we haven't created any twists in the cord or anything like that. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to come over here to this side and make sure that this is all straight, and then I want to make one fold like this. So I want to fold it in on itself like that, and then fold it up, and then fold it down. So I've made 3 different folds. So first I folded in like this, like that, in. Actually, let me try it again. Let me try it from this angle. So first we fold it in like that, then we fold it up like this, then we fold it down like that. There we go. Okay, hopefully that's a better view for you. All right, and again, making sure that we haven't created any tangles. Then what you do is you loosely, and I emphasize loosely, wrap the string around the parachute. And you don't want to be too tight with this. And it's also best if I don't try to actually go back on itself. Like I didn't go this way and then try to come back this way here like this. All right, so then what I want to do is I want to get recovery wadding. Again, this time I need 2 pieces instead of just 1, because it's a bigger fuselage. So I'm going to take 2 pieces of recovery wadding, wad them together, and then loosely stuff them into the fuselage. And then if you have big fingers like me, you might want something like a pencil or something like that to push it down in there. Okay? And then let's do the S-folds on the shock cord again. More S-folds. S-fold. That one's already making the letter S. Awesome. S-folds, S-folds. S. And let's stuff that into the fuselage. Follow that with the parachute. And finally the nose cone. Okay, oops. I don't actually like this. I see that I have a bunch of string left over. I'm not liking that. Let's try that again. It actually came off the parachute here. So let's loosely wrap that again. And try that again. Alright, now let's try to stuff that back in. Oh, now I see my shock cord's coming out. Not good. Well, we get to practice again. S-fold. 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 Whoops, that was almost a loop. Don't want to do that. And one last S-fold. Alright, get the shock cord in there. Get the parachute in there. And this time let's rewind it. Wind it again around there. And let's insert the parachute. And the last thing is the nose cone. And finally I have the Firehawk assembled, ready for the engine install.